Hello, welcome to Dogman Teepee Hunting, and my name is Phil Kotval. Um, New Year's Eve. I just wanted to say Happy New Year. Well, it's not quite 12 o'clock yet, but I'm not going to stay on for that long. What it was, I was going to write out a post, and I was thinking about all the people that I've met and all the people that I really want to thank, and I didn't really have I didn't have the time to write everybody down, to type it out on my phone to say hi and, thank you for all you've done this year. Because in meeting you guys, you've helped the channel, you've helped me. Um, you've For a guy like me that's relatively new, um, on the YouTube stage and the Facebook stage with this kind of stuff. Um, you've really embraced me and my channel, and I just want to say thank you very much. I wouldn't be here without you guys. I can honestly say that. Without your help and your knowledge, and you know, um, yeah, everything you've done really. It's been a great help, and I've learned so much. I really have learned so much. I just want to say thank you. Um, Especially some of the people I can think of is Laurie. Hi, Laurie. And also W. You know who you are. Wayne Seaton from Spookanori, thank you very much. You're a really nice guy. Also Emma and Mark, if you're watching, hi, how you doing? Also Kerry as well, Kerry Ann from Seventh Sanctum and the team. That's Laura Jane Howe, and also Stacey, Richard Clements, the whole team. Thank you very much. It's great fun being part of the team. It's brilliant. Also, I want to say thank you to Colin Kilty, really nice guy. Second to none when it comes to the world of cryptozoology. What the guy knows, really good, very understated, very funny guy. I remember doing an interview with him and just laughing the whole way through. He actually lost it during the interview. I had to take over. I didn't want to, but I had to take over because he just lost it. He was like rolling around the floor and all sorts. But really nice guy. Ian Wood, lovely guy. Also to Star Fox as well. How you doing, Star Fox? Really nice guy across the pond. Lovely bloke, knows his stuff, and he's got a great team as well. Boy, there's so many, isn't there? There's so many of you guys, and you're all kind of, you're all out there helping. And what's really nice is you guys are honest in your investigations, all of you. You don't elaborate. You don't. This is what I found. I thought, well, from watching TV programs and growing up, watching, when that famous TV program was out, and a lot of it was kind of, I thought at the time a little bit contrived and a little bit blah blah blah. You guys, seeing you guys in action, all of you, in your own engineers, all the things you do, fantastic. You just know your stuff and you get on with it, and it's brilliant. And there's no elaboration. You just want the truth, like I do, and that's brilliant. I'll just get through. Let's have a look what we've got. Yeah, Delroy. Oh yeah. I hope you're doing well. Also, yeah. Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year as well, Laurie. Um, uh, Simon Templar. Yes. How are you, mate? Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Look, my pleasure, Phil. Oh, you're more than welcome. Happy New Year, Laurie. Yeah, Sunset Child. Yeah, Happy New Year to you as well. Yeah, gonna have a good night. It's not gonna be. It's just gonna be kind of like when I go downstairs. It's gonna be. I don't drink normally, but tonight is the only time I do. And I tell you what, I do drink. Um, because I've got a sweet tooth. Snowball without the cherry this time. Although we I think we do have cherries, but yeah. So a metal noise. Um, let's have a look here. Is it you two feel honest about everything? You don't clickbait. No, I don't. I don't. I do try and keep up with the masses when it comes to doing thumbnails, uh, but that's taken as a known, doing AI for thumbnails or altering the lighting, using filters. I do that. But the actual content itself, no, just get on with it. It is what it is. If I don't find anything, then it's a boring video that you watched. But occasionally, very occasionally, I find something. I find something really good, or I capture something really good. But rough with the smooth. Sometimes you watch and it's like, God, this is. A lot of times I won't bother posting it because it's like bores me to tears because nothing's going on. But the stuff I do post is because there's either something there or something a bit weird, or I actually do capture something. So, but I won't elaborate on it. No, definitely not. It's no point because at the end of the day, you're not stupid. You're gonna know. It's gonna come out in the wash, and when it does, that's it. I'll never be believed again. So there's no point in trying to stage anything. Just no point. Absolutely no point. Um, Let's have a look. I'm good, thanks, buddy. Happily wobbling next year. Yeah, I know. Hopefully, I get my hip hop next year. You know, sounds like some kind of like rap song, doesn't it? Yeah, hip hop. Yeah. Um, yeah, Sunset Chart. Yeah, hot tea for you. Yeah, no, me as well. As I say, tonight's ending night. I'll hit the snowballs. I'm good, thanks, mate. Happy wobbling to you. Says Laurie. No, not booing, honest. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. Um, uh, you should run for Prime Minister. Wow. Um, yeah, no. No, no, probably not. No, I don't think so. No. It's no, definitely not. No, I wouldn't. No. Because you've got to be, quite a good liar for that. You've got to be quite not exactly lie, but you got to hide the truth and the stuff. I think that they know. I couldn't hide it. Oh, Paul Sinclair as well. I want to say hello to you. A big hello also. I've got to say is for Joe Wick. How you doing, Jojo? And she's my member now. Yeah, she took membership out. Thank you ever so much, Jojo. I do appreciate it. I am bringing more content onto the members bit now. Okay, I'm getting through it. It came up on YouTube. It said, "Oh yeah, you can get members." And I thought, "Oh, I'll give it a go then." Yeah, and I'll give that. I didn't actually think I'd get a member, but thank you very much. Appreciate it. Um, have a look. Yeah, Laurie's laughing. Who have we got? Uh, Fox of Fox, Happy New Year to you as well. So a big shout out to Kerry Ann. Yeah, Laura Jane Howe, I know already, but I wanted to say, yeah. Yeah, with Kerry Ann and Laura, I also want to say, look, next year, new start. And I think, things are going to pan out. Things are going to pan out. You know what I mean by that. And things will pan out. Okay. Uh, it always tends to sort of, stuff always happens at Christmas, which like kind of knocks you sideways, but it'll pan out. It will. Um, uh, People are sick of liars. They want the truth. Yeah, no, that's right, Laurie. They are. They're like kind of everyone's kind of getting to the point now where it's like, it's getting to the point of, when you said about being prime minister, that's really cool. But I find it difficult to know who to vote for. I find it really, really difficult to choose between the two of them. You know, I mean, I say two of them. There is another one now that I am actually with uh, Farage as well. I quite like the idea of that. But yeah, did do. Oh, and Kate as well. Yeah, Moonbeam. Hey, Kate. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Did it? Can't hold it back anymore. No, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I think, you know, sort of like, especially with the drones and stuff that's going on at the moment, and that's all I've heard on YouTube. I've heard it on Facebook. It's just drones. This, um, and I'm not going to go waffling on because I haven't got anything new to bring to the table as such. Only other than this has happened before. The same set of circumstances, in a way, happened in the late 1800s. My picture will sort itself out. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, right. It will sort itself out. Hang on. I think a lot of people are. Yeah, that's better. Stabilized. Okay. Because I'm running this on 1080p, so I thought I'd give it a go on 1080p. But because I thought everyone's outside letting off fireworks, so no one will be on the internet, so the bandwidth would be pretty good. But anyway, yeah, drones. When I've been looking at it, right, I've been sort of thinking, you know, this has happened in the late 1800s. I don't know if you remember, but in the late 1800s, there were sightings of UFOs, but these UFOs were in the shape of airships, and yeah, 1851. Yeah, you got the drone wars as well in 1851. It was a famous episode. That's quite right. Where the sky, multiple people saw the sky lit up with almost like a Star Wars going on of TIE fighters and, you know, bolts and flashes going on in the sky and craft going around. You know, and of course in those days they had no idea, 1851, what a plane was, you know, let alone what was going on up there. But still, it was funny that it was strange that they equated it to non evangelical things. You know, it wasn't evangelical. You would think in those days they'd be like, oh, it's angels, and angels are like, you know, battling. I think it was drone. I think it was not drones. I don't like using drones. I think it was entities, craft, if you like. Anyway, late 1800s, there was airships, and that's what people described them as. They described seeing these airships with almost wings. One of them had wings on the side, and these things were huge. And very often people saw them, especially in the States. So in America, they saw. I don't know if I got some. I was reading something a bit earlier about it. Yeah, I'll tell you. So I was reading something a bit earlier about it, and it interested me because it kind of equates to what we're going through at the moment. We're going through like craft. Some are known to be drones. Some aren't. Some are extra large. Some stay in the air for hours and hours and hours. Which with the battery technology we've got at the moment, lithium ion, lithium polymer. It shouldn't stay up for that long, and also they're doing maneuvers like instant acceleration. You know, hey Wayne Johnson, how you doing? Also, I want to say hello to Matthew Johnson as well. If you're watching, how you doing, mate? Interviewed you the other week. It's a great interview. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Hey Louis, Happy New Year, man. Hey, Happy New Year. And Wade as well. If Wade is watching this, Blackfoot Wade, how you doing? Happy New Year. Okay. So anyway, where was I? Hang on. Oh yeah, drones. Right. Instant acceleration. That for a start you've got. So that really isn't possible with the drone technology that we've got at the moment. We're talking like acceleration from standstill to boom, like that. No. It doesn't happen. FAA approved, Federation of Aviation Authority approved lighting. These things haven't got. These things disappear when people get near them. You've heard all this countless times, I'm sure you have. Anyway, so same type of thing happened years ago, right? And I was reading it and I thought, do you know what? That's strange. That's a bit odd. And in one part, okay, this is in the late 1800s, right? For the most part, witnesses described the occupants of the airships not as human, but as human-like. The first possible evidence for little green men occurred. Oh, come on, don't go. Hang on, stay with me. Oh, my laptop just went. Sorry, always happens. Right, hang on. Wait. Where was it? Where's it gone? It's gone somewhere. Bump. Still, God, things shut down. Would you believe it? Okay, yeah, here we go. Little green men occurred just a few days after the Sacramento sighting, 50 miles north of a town called Stockton. Colonel H.G. Shaw was driving his buggy through the countryside when he stumbled upon a landed aircraft. According to Shaw, the vessel was roughly 25 feet in diameter and 150 feet long. It had metallic outer surface, and other than what appeared to be a rudder, was completely devoid of any additional external features. He observed three strange, slender creatures moving about the aircraft, emitting a strange warbling noise. The creatures approached him and attempted to force him on board, but the colonel, obviously being strong, brave man, totally not embellishing his story at all, quickly overpowered them and fled. The first sighting of these airships occurred in November of 1896 in Sacramento, California, when hundreds of witnesses observed a steady light attached to some kind of large vessel passing across the sky overhead. Some say they could hear voices from this ship. It was a cigar-shaped body, the ship was, with wheels at the side, and appeared to be powered. Over the next 6 months, sightings moved eastwards across the country, with reports as far as Chicago. In total, there were approximately 150 sightings in roughly 20 states. Then, in April of 1897, just as suddenly as they had started, the sightings came to an abrupt stop. While many accounts can be written off as hoaxes, mass hysteria, or even the misidentification of astral phenomena, such as comets or meteors, a handful of accounts were credible enough to generate some liftoff. I said there, a lift. So basically, the story had legs. The story had legs. But yeah, I found that very strange. Lots and lots of people saw these things. They couldn't account for them, didn't know where they came from them. To the point, tell you what was really interesting. Right, there was, because where people nowadays, they're like saying, well, it could be China, it could be these drones, because they have instantaneous acceleration. They can stay up for like 12 hours. There might be some state-of-the-art military drone. Yeah, could be, but it would have to be some state-of-the-art to be, for 12 hours staying up. I mean, what the hell battery has that got? I mean, sort of, you have to size up the fact that when you get the electric vehicles, you think electric vehicles are going to be light. Actually, electric vehicles are heavier than a normal combustion engine vehicle. The same with drones. A lot of times because the batteries weigh a ton. So the bigger the battery, the heavier the thing. So the bigger it's got to be. But can it stay up? The bigger it is, the more resistance, the more affected by gravity. So it goes on. Do that? Why is it that they do not send out a signal? Yeah, the FAA have larger drones, especially even military drones. Not all, but some have to give out a signal, and it's an identification signal for aircraft, so that they know and they can pinpoint who it is, where they are, and these things don't have it. These things, when you go near, the lights go out and they just disappear. Very odd. So anyway, I was reading this, and it said about some mad scientist back then that they thought had done it. Where was it? Yeah, get this, right? Look, listen to this. This was strange, right? Another account, this is back in the day with the airship. Another account, a bit out of this world, was reported by the Dallas Morning News the following year in April of 1897, after an airship was spotted crashing into a windmill. The mangled wreckage was described as being a mixture of aluminium and silver, with bizarre hieroglyphic-like drawings scattered about in the debris. The pilot, deceased, was allegedly not an inhabitant of this world. In 1973, a group of UFO investigators located the crash site, which apparently contained the pilot's grave, marked with a headstone. Their metal detectors picked up evidence of foreign materials under the surface, leading them to request permission to excavate. The request was denied. Surprise, surprise. I mean, seriously. Yeah, you know, that's strange, isn't it? When they revisited the location a few years later, the headstone and all subsurface metals were gone. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? If I was Prime Minister and I knew about that sort of stuff going on, I wouldn't be able to not mention anything. If it was detrimental to the country, for its defence, probably I would be mindful of that. But stuff like that, I'd have to say, look, it's an alien. Hey, they're here, guys. They have been here since Churchill times. Churchill knew about them. Margaret Thatcher knew about it. With that famous thing when that reporter went up to her, and she turned around and said, "You can't tell the people." That was a famous thing, wasn't it? This stuff is known. Hey, Tinky Bigfoot, how you doing? Happy New Year, brother. Lovely guy, really nice guy. Look. Yeah. Also, so yeah. What I was going to say was back ages ago, right? 1800s. Also, right. It leads on. So it's kind of like history repeating itself. You got to remember, all these things were spotted back then. Yeah, in the late 1800s. Yeah, Google it. Yeah, fact find. Mysterious inventor. Yeah, a bit like the mysterious China. Is it sending these over? Mysterious, nobody knows. But back then, also, it was told about mysterious inventor who was inventing these things that people were seeing, but hundreds of people were seeing. The existence of extraterrestrials may be entertaining to mull over, but also tantalizing is the existence of mysterious inventors creating mysterious things. A San Francisco attorney, George, in apostrophes, Airship Collins, claimed to represent an anonymous inventor who allegedly conducted his test flights at night in order to avoid detection. That's funny, isn't it? According to Collins, the airship was 150 feet long and able to carry a load of 15 passengers. Wow, that's big. As he told the press, it was built on the aeroplane system and has two canvas wings, 18 foot wide, and a rudder shaped like a bird's tail. but failing ever to produce this mysterious inventor and growing tired of public ridicule, Collins later recanted his claims. So we got a situation years ago where people were seeing stuff. They were seeing basically not the same stuff we're seeing, but there is an analogy there. And, you know, it's not scaring people, but the only thing which I can think of which kind of prepares people. What were they hoping to do? If it was organised by somebody years ago and it was airship and like hundreds of people saw them and they thought they were aliens, obviously they did think it was something going on. What does that serve to do? That's what we've got to ask ourselves. From a sociological point of view, what does it serve to do with the people that view these? What is it that governments or people hope to do en masse with people? Do they change their psyche? Do you know what I mean? What are they hoping to achieve by that? I mean, the only thing that happened, which was big after this, and Lord knows, God, let's hope it doesn't happen, but 1912, the Great War. Is it just a case of customizing people to the fact that there is a veiled threat? There is a veiled, you know, there could be something that's going, you know, that we don't know. We can't shoot down, or we don't want to shoot down, which I find odd. Because, you know, if they're flying over secured airspace, you know, believe you me, they've got ground-to-air missiles that would take them out in a shot, literally, pardon the pun. But also these drones are like they're once again, they're always around water. So, I mean, I'll tell you something, right? Let's have a look for Defender. Let's just catch up the comments a minute, and then I'll tell you quickly. Yeah, that's right, Louis. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll have a chat live. That's for sure. This is just like I don't know what time it is. Oh, nearly 11 o'clock. That's fine. Still got a little bit of time. Hey Simon, good catching up. Yes, military our own. That's right. Unmanned types can move like that. I need to email you a redacted episode with Anton Forbes explaining this tech. There is some really way out, you know, high tech stuff out there. Yeah, I know that. You know, Tinker Bigfoot. My Bigfoot buddies are leaving the woods. Our foots are taking over. They are surveying everything, including the foos. Don't want to get in their view. Okay, cool. Including the woods. Holograms, Project Bluebeam. That's Foxo Fox. Yeah, could well be Project Bluebeam. I mean, I've seen some. If you Google it, you can see some fascinating 3D advertising going on. You know, in China and places. It looks like a lion or a dragon coming out of a poster. And you know that is nowhere close to what Bluebeam can do. But if it was Bluebeam, you know, projected, it would have to be projected. I don't know the technicalities, but if it was projected, why would they project such small? Wouldn't it be difficult for them to project such small craft as the craft that are seen? Some are bigger. And also, if it's a case that they're projecting it, why are they only projecting them at night? You know, it seems odd that they just like kind of only kind of come out and function at night. Like I read the Mad Inventor for the airships, for that craft. he only flew at night to avoid detection. There's a simile there, and that's like, you know, late 1800s. But yeah, it could well be. It could well be. It sometimes doesn't account for them going down into water, you know, and then you see the lights underneath. If that footage is correct, if that footage is accurate, if that footage is true, it would be very difficult, I would imagine. A transmedium, you know, and from you know, when you've got, obviously it's got viscosity, isn't it? It can you know, refract light. You know, so water is much harder to get the sound to travel through. It's fantastic, but for light, it just diffracts. It just scatters. You know, not so. I don't know. It's so many. You know, I worked on. Say the truth, right? I worked on Lakenheath, US Air Force Base. I was also on Mildenhall, US Air Force Base. Mildenhall they use for they've got a massive big runway, so it can take the C-10s and the AWACS and all the big planes. Yeah. RAF Lakenheath is the for the F-15s, 16s. You know, it's some of the tech they have there for the, you know, ground to air missile systems, like automatically lock on, is just unbelievable. I know this because I used to work. I wasn't in the services. I went to work on. I'm just sorting out the picture. I went to work on there because I was a contractor, so I was called in to do work on behalf of a company on the 900 Dorms building when it was being built, which is opposite the running track on US Air Force Lakenheath, or RAF Lakenheath. Because it's called US, it's American based, but actually it's an English RAF base. But they, since the war, they said because we owed money for them coming in to help us for the war, we kind of like lent them the bases to use gratis, you know, as they were here. Which is good from the point of view of, like, you know, their defences are second to none, and when we need it, boy, you know, I mean, they're gone. I remember I lived right nearby, and I remember when one night when Iraq was happening, and it was about, oh blimey, it must have been about 2 a.m, and they're not allowed to fly after 7. They can't fly before 7 or after 7 usually. But anyway, Iraq was kicking off, and you just know about it when something kicks off, because I sent a squadron up like that, and the roar of the afterburners, and this was like 2 a.m, and it was rattling the windows. And we knew something was up, turned on the news, boom, there you go, Iraq was kicking off. And I also remember seeing a big black, I was in the garden, I was like, kind of, I used to spend a lot of time in the shed, in the garden. That was my little, you know, hideaway. I remember once seeing a large black triangle go over. I saw it in the distance coming across, and where I was, it was on the Warren. So a Warren is like this. It's a Warren basically. It's very flat and sort of ferns and brambles and no trees as such. And it used to be a test area for the bombs when the British had the place that they used to test out bombs. So there's lots of craters in the ground there. And I remember this black, large triangle shape came across. I saw it in the sky, and it was like, and it looked so close. I was like, wow, it's about 11 o'clock at night. I came out the shed, and I just looked up. For some reason, I wanted to look, and I just saw this large, black, triangle shaped thing just come across and then go over, almost float over towards the base. And it was followed by a couple of planes that I did hear, followed by them. So I had a friend at the time who worked on base, who was in the forces, and he told me that it was a stealth bomber, and he said why you can't hear it is because the exhausts are distributed through vents over the wings. The whole body surface is basically distribution of exhaust, so it kind of muffles the sound, if you like. But it's an incredible thing to witness at that late at night, just coming across. It was like, wow, you know. But you know, I guess it was a stealth anyway. Might have been UFO, but I guess it was a stealth because there were two planes following it. You know, they weren't in attack mode. They were sort of just following, two of them side by side after, like escort. But who's to know at the end of the day? Yeah, so the one thing with the drones, I think, is the water. Now, I know for a fact that when I was working in Lakenheath Base, um, I was working on basically a big building site, okay? And all of a sudden, the site agent came out and said, right, everyone down, tools down, that's it. Right, Phil, get down here. Yeah, but I still ain't finished. I was on price work, so I wanted to finish my work, otherwise I wouldn't get paid. So, yeah, but I was still on price work. No, get your ass down. Come on, get down. I was like, oh, no. I was younger then. I was like, oh. And so they stopped work, and that was because on the base, the digger had dug up, not dug up, but had exposed an old, I don't think it was Viking, but it was a horseman. And this guy was buried with his horse. And one of the diggers excavating uncovered it. And I saw this thing. It's amazing firsthand. You know, before, and then they called the archaeologists in. They called the police in, then the archaeologists. It just went through that way. But yeah, I remember like staring at it, it's like, wow. And the guy even had a little leather bag with him, you know, attached to his trousers by string, and it was still intact. I swear that bag looked like you could just buy it out the shop now. It looks so just pristine, you know. I presume it was leather, but yeah, amazing. So anyway, they stopped work, and that was it. But no more. You can't work on the site anymore until the full excavation was done. Anyway, long story short, about drones and water. That's what I'm getting at. They were seen originally, yeah, before the States kicked off. It was seen over here on the Lakenheath and Mildmore, the drones. That was the first time I heard about them. I was like, wow, okay. Now, and I've put two and two together, probably make five, but I do know that when they were drilling, okay, they were drilling on Lakenheath base because they got to sink pylons down for the building, so they got to put these support pylons in, you know, because the ground wasn't that great. The time's very chalky and clay, so it's got like different substrates of material. So they thought, well, we'll put pylons in. So they hammer these things in. So before they do, a guy comes in and does a test. He does a core test and sends a core bit down, boom, 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 all the way down. Anyway, when he pulled it up, he didn't like it. And I was talking to him and he said, no. So they used some ground penetrating radar. And this is back in the 90s, this was. When I was there, late 90s. And yeah, he said, oh, he said, tell you what I have found down there. I was like, what you find in, he said, no, it's a giant lake. So there's massive underground lake. Huge, evidently. And that's what he told me. And I was just thinking, oh, you know, is it that it's not a case that they're there because of the planes, missiles, anything like that? Is it because it's something to do with water? Is it something to do with they're worried that something it's an entrance, an exit point for something? Are these places strategic military places because there's something in the land, as it were? And it just occurred to me, I thought, I wonder, you know, It's just it just seems a bit odd because they don't do anything when they are there. You know, they just fly, they're seen, and then everything gets near them, they go, and then there's an order, given out about let's have a look, no shooting them, no firing at them. You just think to yourself, hang on, it doesn't make sense if they're a remote thing, so there's not anybody in them, they're remotely controlled, which we presume they are. Why can't the military shoot them down? They're over military land. If I took a drone and took it over military land, I can guarantee, one, I'd be arrested. Secondly, the drone would be destroyed. It would be taken, destroyed, it would be shot out of the air. If none of this had gone on, and I just taken the drone to Lakenheath, flown it over the base, that would have, within minutes, have been shot down. The MPs would have come round, travelled around, have seen the Jeep. The MPs would have stopped. Boom, 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 gone, done. I'd have been arrested. Boom. Yet swarms of these things can fly over their airspace. Yet there's no obvious defence for them. But the missiles they got, I mean, they've got some really serious bit of kit there. It just seems a bit too just a bit too mad, really, But, I just wanted to point out that late 1800s, yeah, it happened before. It happened before. Same type of thing. And left people just as instantaneous, I mean, so this thing, if it's like the late 1800s, you'll know because it will just end like that. You won't hear another thing about it. So, but anyway, as in for that, as it were, I just wanted to also say thank you very much for watching, following, subscribing to the channel, because it really does help. I'm not going to go belting on about like and subscribe and stuff, but it does help. Yeah, of course it does. Because it's just getting the stuff out there, really. Just wanted to say a very, very happy new year and a healthy one. And hopefully, we'll still keep on yabbering, going on, chuffing on about this stuff until we get some answers. Next year, I think we probably will, Oh, also, it got mentioned, that fog. Now, that was odd. Yeah, that was odd. Now, with planes, they've got a lot of kit on them. Okay. I only know because I've got a family member who was a squadron leader years ago, and planes can pretty much, go in most weathers except severe gales. They can pretty much go in all weathers. The fog normally won't stop them too bad, sea mist, fog, no, but to ground them at this time with the drone activity going on, I'm not one to believe in coincidence. Too much in my life's gone on that it can't be coincidence. It doesn't. There's no such thing in my book. It is all planned. And the older I get, the more I think it is all planned. And we think these things happen to us or we view them. I don't think in a way we do. We project with our eyes as much as we do view, if you know what I mean, But it just seems odd that this fog. I mean, I was out in the wood. I did a video which I think Jojo saw. It's a members one at the moment, but where I was out in the wood and I kind of like saw clothing. Anyway, but I saw loads of weird stuff and heard some strange stuff. But as I was walking through this fog, whereas it didn't seem like a normal fog. I was going through this really like dense forest, and it foggy, misty, couldn't see much, but it just didn't act in the way of a normal fog. from the point of view of usually fog will, if it's a bit windy, you get air, you do. When I was going around the edge, the perimeter of this forest, it backs onto a field. And usually, there's always a bit of wind blowing, but fog wouldn't move. And I was like, at the time, I didn't really take much notice of it. Now, I kind of looking back, when I look back at the picture, I think, oh, that's a bit odd. It was the wrong colour fog as well. It's like more of a grey colour. Sort of, it wasn't. I don't know. It just seems strange. But if I'll probably will drop it because I've got some new stuff to stick on the members bit anyway. So I've got some new material which is a bit different. But so I'll probably I'll release that one at some point. You'll see for yourself. But anyway, another person I really want to thank, much love, Roxanne Brown, my missus. She has been, because it's not easy being with me. She has been wonderful. She's been so patient. Okay, because I'm usually either editing, I'm going out, I'm hunting for Dogman, going on woods and different places and filming, coming back and editing. I haven't given her the time really that I should have done. I feel bad about that, but she's been absolutely wonderful, so staunch, and put up with my with my leg as well. That's like kind of waiting for a hip hop. It's been quite painful, so that on occasions I get grumpy. So she's been really good. I just want to say thank you very much. Love you to bits, girl. What we got here? And yep. Have a look. Hey, Anne. Happy New Year, Anne. Yeah. Oh, Anne. Yeah. She said my husband swears they're aliens. Yeah. Do you know? I kind of agree. I do. Now it's a hard one to define, isn't it? Alien, but they are something. They are something. But yeah, I don't think they're terrestrial. Definitely not. They're definitely not terrestrial. I just don't think so. We're not reacting in a way that is appropriate if it was another country doing this. I don't think we are anyway. But hey ho, who's to know really? I'm just on there to say a happy new year and thank you very much for watching. All right, and thank you. All right, speak to you soon.